Hey there, and welcome back to Cosmic Crypto. In this video, we're going to be looking at EOS. Let's go. Okay, if you didn't see my live stream yesterday or the day before, I put a quick thing in there on EOS. I had somebody asking me to do a video on it, so I threw it in the live stream, but I thought I'd make an update because I did tweet about it. If you're not if you're not subscribed to my Twitter account, go down to the description down below. You can subscribe there and you might get some timely updates. Also, like this video, share it, and do all that other stuff. So in my update, or in my live stream, I said that EOS, if it does not get above this 200 EMA on the daily, it is not looking like a good chart to me. And then in my tweet, over on that Twitter place, I said, because this candle here was above it at the time, I said if EOS finally makes it above this 200 EMA, we might have something here. And my next target would have been, I think, roughly around like $2.77 or something like that. But then the weekend happened, and as you can see, we're getting rejected off this 200 EMA, kind of like we did over here, and that is not a good sign. So if you are into EOS, you might want to pay attention to what's going on here. Remember, pay attention to this 200 EMA. This could just be, a rejection, come back down and come back up. But we got to get above this 200 EMA. Otherwise, EOS, in my opinion, is looking like it's going down to the dollar range. So we're looking at this rejection here. Not only that, we've got our Fibonacci, and we are getting rejected off the 786 as well. We're being held right now by that 618. And the problem here is, on the daily, we are in this rising, broadening wedge. And I think I said in the live stream that I love these patterns here because they kind of tell a story. You see the bottom touch here, it goes up and it touches the top, it comes back down, touches the bottom, it goes up and touches the top, it comes back down, touches support here. In this case, we fell through the support, which is already a telltale sign that it's getting weaker, so the buyers couldn't step in around here, and it kind of fell through, and it was held up by this 50 EMA down here, and then it shot back up. But the bigger problem is not only do you have the rejection at the 200 EMA on the daily, but the buyers are losing momentum. And so the reason why I love these either rising or falling broadening wedges especially is because you can kind of see where buyers and sellers are losing support. If it was a falling broadening wedge and it didn't come all the way back down to retest the support, then you might have a good chance of going up. Well, in this case, we're a rising broadening wedge, and the buyers are losing momentum. Not only do you have really high wicks here on the daily and at the 200 EMA, you're also getting rejected. You're losing momentum on the braid filter. You're up in the red area already on the stochastic, and the volume is dropping too. Now, you could contribute this to weekend volume. Weekend volume is usually pretty poor, especially for these lower coins. If nobody's putting money into them on the weekend, they're not going to do much. In this case, it kind of really didn't do much. It kind of stuck around this, $1.60 range, $1.60 to $1.70 something range. But if we cannot get up and retest this line up here, this trend line, that means buyers are losing power. And if they lose power, what happens is it's going to come back down and it's going to retest this. And since they lost power to make it all the way up to the top, it's most likely going to break through. And when it breaks through, you might get the retest if the buyers say, uh-oh, we fell through, kind of like right here. Maybe they'll find support again on this 50 EMA. But uh-oh, we fell through, we're going to try it again, and the sellers are just going to say, nope, and it's going to shoot right back down. And the target for this would actually be the bottom of this. So the target would be, right around the 90-cent range. Now, I don't think it's going to go there because a dollar usually is a pretty strong support line for most crypto. It's like a round number, so people see it as, oh, a dollar, that's pretty strong support. Not only that, we have this resistance here, previous resistance right here, that kind of turned into support here, bounced up. It was kind of a weak test, and then it bounced up and it went up, and there's a really good chance that it'll come back down and retest this area again. Normally in these broadening wedges as well. Unless the trend is really strong to one direction, which, I mean, technically it is really strong to one direction. But normally it'll only come down to about 75% of the actual price target is what I notice. And so I'm going to guess that since $1 is here, since we've got this previous resistance, now it's going to want to turn it into support. And the good news for EOS is what that would do if that were to happen is there's a 1 bottom and there's a 2 bottom. And you would put in some kind of a double bottom pattern, which then would possibly be a reversal. So not looking good in the short term, but the longer term, if it can hold around this $1 and you can start seeing some momentum back to the upside, which actually I do think might happen because Bitcoin is looking like it's trying to reverse here, maybe not to a new all-time high, but to at least, in my opinion, retest around the $30,000 range. So if Bitcoin is going to go up to the $30,000 range, it's going to bring everything else with it. So EOS could come back down, do a nice double bottom pattern here, and then move on to the upside. And then that's where you really want to check. So there's a couple things you can do here. So if you're paying attention to the charts on EOS, you can wait for it to break through this support line right here, retest right here, come back down. And what you want to do is you want to put a Fibonacci line right around here. And look at where that line is. That's funny. So this is why I love Fibonacci lines. So, I mean, it's literally right on top of my 786. That's a perfect spot for a double bottom. So normally I like to see these double bottoms come back down to the 786. If it comes down to the 618, that's usually a lot more bullish. But the normal thing that happens, it'll come back down to the 786, probably wick below it a little bit. And then if you see this thing come back down to the 786 and get a nice wick underneath the 786, and then the next because this is the daily chart, the next day or the next day after, it shoots back up above the 786 and holds support here. That would, in my opinion, say that a double bottom is coming in. If it's going to break through the, if it's going to break through the 786 and then come back up to retest the 786 and it can't get above it, that's bad news. That means we're going down further. So that's kind of what you want to look at on the EOS chart on the daily. And I actually think that that's more likely going to happen for the EOS chart. But that could be good news. That could be a nice spring for the double bottom move, which could get EOS up higher. I have not actually looked at the lower time frame, so let's go ahead and get rid of some of the stuff on the chart. Let's go down just to the 4 hour to do a quick peek over here. And see if I see anything good. I don't. So we've got some red on the braid filter. We've got the momentum of the stochastic just falling. We've got possible support coming in. My guess would be right here. If you want to call this like a W pattern, double bottom pattern right here, which you could, and oops, let's see. If you want to call this a double bottom pattern, yeah, anyway, whatever, right here, and then the price target of that would have been, to see if we even we might have actually already reached it. So let's see. So there's your price target. Yeah, so we already reached that price target perfectly, actually. So look at that. So we reached the W pattern right here perfectly, the price target, and it could not go any further. And what you would have wanted to see here would have been it to come up, get past our price target, and then come back down to retest our price target, and then move on up to reach this resistance line up here. So yeah, in my opinion, it looks like EOS is going to be falling here. So I mean, I'm not saying short it. I mean, but if you want to, the best time to short, you missed the best time, which would have been up here, but the next best time would be, I mean, if you really think this is going to fall, which I do, but if you want to be more on the safe side, you wait till it comes down, retest, short right here, right at this previous resistance, and the resistance here, and then you'll get a nice fall right there. That's what I got for EOS. Thanks for watching my videos. Like, share, do a lot of other stuff. I'm not a financial advisor, just a dude on his computer. Talk to you later.